Hold up. Wait a minute.
Bruh.
Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposing the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring cults. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Good morning. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know. Hopefully the audio is good. Is it good? Let me know. Guys, I'm a little disheveled a little bit because I'm trying to arrange things because we have our green screen now, but I need to fix it still so that everything fits in there. We have our gavel so we can knock people out of here. Feel free to use it in the chat. And guess what? We have our wig. Yes. I haven't even opened it yet. Audio is perfect. Thank you. We have the wig. Now I'm a little scared because to be honest, I've never worn a wig before. Maybe I have. I can't remember. It's been a minute. This is the wig, y'all. This is the wig. Hold up. Now, how the hell am I supposed to? Oh, Lord. Listen, we're going to get this fixed. We're going to figure this out. Look at this wig. It's just not working right yet. Put on the wig. We got the wig. I love it. But I don't know how to put it on. I got to figure out how to put it on. I'm going to have to figure out how to put it on. All right. We got the wigs and the essentials, and I'm going to have to put it somewhere so it don't mess up. Y'all like it? Y'all look, you see now my hair's all messed up here on this. Good morning. You said it looks like a beret. It's a wig. Well, we're going to figure this out. But we definitely got the judge's wig. Shout out to us. Shout out to Sylvia, man. Sylvia does the most. Anyways, good morning, guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what side of the world you guys are at. Yeah, I had to put my hair in a ponytail, so I'll definitely do that. But this thing might make me itchy and everything. And we need to put some purple highlights on this wig. I'm sorry. Okay. Because I wouldn't be able to be who, we just have to do it. That's right. Wig tip with rabbit. That's right. Y'all gonna how to put on a wig. You guys are gonna help me figure that out. Look at the net. It fell out. We're gonna have to figure it out. We'll have to figure it out. Hopefully I don't mess it up too badly. We'll have to figure it out. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a great morning, afternoon, day, depending on what side of the world you guys are at. Hope you guys are doing well. Guys, we definitely got to talk about Diddy today because, oh man. A lot has come up in the last, 48, well, it's been all week. We're truly not only different allegations, right? It's one thing to do the lawsuits. Now we really in the meat and potatoes of this situation, which is really about what is going to happen in this criminal case, what is going on, and those jurors that were excused, I do wonder if they're going to be talking to bloggers and basically releasing information that some of us did not know. Some of us we might have learned during the time that we were covering this, when we were live. But I'm wondering because there's some information that was released today, or was it yesterday? And I have to tell you guys, the witness list. I don't know if this is the legitimate witness list, but there was a lot of people that was excused from jury duty. So it does make you wonder if they've been talking to bloggers, getting paid, to say different things and whatnot, and, give information out there. I mean, I'm here for it because I want the information. I definitely do. Hold up. I got to put my desk down a little bit. Okay. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Now, then we have to talk about Jonathan Oddi and Mark Geragos in this thing because I noticed something about Mark Geragos, and it might be, in my opinion, I think that Mark Geragos is knee deep in the media because, he's like a media commentator. Selectively, there's some media sources that is not reporting on the fact that he was, yelled at, reprimanded, in a letter by a judge. I think that people are being very selective about the things that they say about Mark Geragos because of his social media and media influence out there. I find it so interesting that not a lot of outlets are reporting the outlets that typically have Mark Geragos there. TMZ, of course, I'm sure he's getting paid one way or another by TMZ because he's there doing the podcast and everything. But it almost seems interesting to me that there's not like they're very selective about what they put out there, Mark Geragos. I've noticed it. Okay. And then we got to talk about Harvey Weinstein. There's, this stuff is going on in the courts right now, the retrial, all this stuff is happening with Harvey Weinstein. Michael Pitt. Now, I remember another person out in the industry. I'm just trying to figure out, like, everybody's got stuff going on. Michael Pitt back in the day was like a bit of a heartthrob. Back in the Dawson Creek days, if y'all remember that show. There were some movies that he did, and people were just going crazy over Michael Pitt. We got to talk about him because he's got some stuff going on. I mean, literally got some stuff going on. And then what's up with the raccoons smoking crack? Did y'all hear about that? I thought it was a joke. The raccoons are smoking crack. Let me know what is going on with the raccoons. Did y'all hear about the raccoons? Yeah, Boardwalk Empire. That was a great series. Yes. Well, we got to talk about that guy. I feel like a lot of people, you said what? Yes, the raccoons are smoking crack. Okay, that shit was insane. So I can't play it now. I did play it in a short because I was able to put like little blurs on it. Oh, excuse me, not crack, meth. Thank you, the duck. The ducks. Let me correct you, Rabbit. It wasn't crack, it was meth. My bad. Yes. So this officer pulled, I guess, a person over who has a lot of things in their car, and there was a raccoon in the car, and the raccoon got a hold of the meth pipe. And the meth pipe, yes, there is a difference. And the meth pipe, the raccoon was putting the meth pipe in his mouth, and the officers laughing it up like ha ha ha. The raccoon is trying to, like, smoke it. I don't think that was funny. I think that that's kind of scary because, first of all, raccoons are scary animals in general. Like, I don't fuck with raccoons. Be careful with raccoons. You got to be careful. Yes. But just imagine one on meth or on drugs. It's not like raccoons, like, it's not like it was smoking a blunt, because I think the raccoon would probably be very relaxed if it had a blunt. You know what I mean? You said Ohio was the new Florida. You just watched the video on TikTok. I thought it was a joke when I heard this, and then people were like, no, it's a real thing. It is literally a viral video, and it's like a body cam footage of an officer. I'll show it to you guys because I did the blurs, okay? I did the blurs, but it's a body cam footage of an officer, and I'm here for it because, oh my God, the officer's laughing it up. I'll be honest with you. I don't think this is funny. This is scary because can you imagine, raccoons are already crazy as animals. Imagine a raccoon smoking meth.
About a raccoon trying to smoke METH. I thought it was a joke. Watch this.
My
Is that what that
Up
is?
to you,
The
man.
meth
Yeah,
pipe?
Okay.
this is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Oh, there's no way.
You
He's
wait
trying to
here.
smoke it.
All right.
Yo,
Thanks.
There's no way.
like I can understand the humor in it, but I'm also seeing like the woman's car. Look at the woman. She's an older lady. You know, I don't know. It's just kind of a sad story. And then the raccoon is trying to put that pipe in his, you know, I just couldn't. I'm like, I'm laughing, but at the same time, I'm like, this is kind of really sad. If you think about it, this is a really sad situation. Because it's one thing, raccoons are crazy ass animals. Imagine having a raccoon on meth, on crack. It would be like I said, I would be for the raccoon smoking a blunt because it might relax the raccoon and might make it go to sleep. Like relax raccoon, but a meth. I don't know, man. He sounds nervous, but I'm like, oh no, no.
All right. Enough fun and games.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
People need to keep that shit away from humans and animals.
Yes, humans and animals, keep that ish away from everything. You said it is a religious ceremony for the raccoons. No, it's not. I'm saying no. I think it just got in the car. That's the thing. It's like, you know, those raccoons, they'll break into things. They'll break into cars. I mean, if you leave your window open, they could, depending on the area that you're in, they'll break into your car. They'll get into your car. If you have food in there, they'll mess it up. You don't want to. Mm-mm. That is like a common thing. You said, yeah, he sounds like he caught a contact. The officer did. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like sad. You said, is that that's what I think it was happening. Either living in her car or smoking in her car, one of the two. You know what I mean? You said she was trying to get proper paperwork to keep it. No way. How are you going to keep a raccoon when the raccoon is getting high? Didn't somebody, I want to say it was about a year ago, there was a raccoon and a squirrel that was put to death. Something like that. Remind me. This was like I want to say it was an influencer who was like keeping these animals. I want to say it was like in New York City. You're not supposed to keep animals like raccoons and squirrels and stuff like that as pets. And they literally, like, they had to put those, they went in there and raided the home over a squirrel and a raccoon. Remember, it was like in New York, right? Beats and tapes. I remember that. I don't know. You think she showed him how to do it? How you gonna show your pet? I don't know, man. That's too much. Yeah, I think so too. He's never seen anything like that. Maybe. You know, oh, yes. Thank you for saying this. It was upstate New York. It was Peanut the squirrel. Didn't they put that squirrel to, like, they put that squirrel to you know, they put him to sleep, right? That's what they did. They killed the squirrel. And then that was a huge, it was a social media influencer who basically talked about it or something like that. Learned behavior. You got to be careful. You remember that? We talked about it a little bit. I can't even remember. Yeah, it was like they did so. First of all, just my opinion. You guys are really going to raid a property over squirrels because they're keeping them as pets? I don't know. I mean, if they're not bothering people, I'm just saying but maybe they were. I'm not really sure. I'm sure there's more to this story than we probably know. I know that they sued the hell out of them. I know that that was a thing going on, but yeah, I don't know. You said I had a Japan raccoon. He was lovely, very smart and friendly. Really? I don't know, man. You said Peanut was a pet. Dude in Alabama used it for his security? Really? See, it's been a minute. Did he sue though, Don? Let me know. I don't know, guys. That right there doesn't look like a pet. That looks like a raccoon that broke into that car, unless he kept it as a pet. But how are you going to teach your pet to smoke meth? I can't. Don't do that. That should be animal abuse. If a child had that meth pipe, it would be child abuse. So honestly, if that's her pet and she's showing the pet how to smoke, drugs or anything like that, that would be considered animal abuse. If a child had it, it would be considered, child abuse. So yes. You think he learned it from her? Probably. It's illegal to have pet raccoons in Ohio too. Ooh, see, I didn't know that. Can you believe the kind of ish that's making the news? You said it is animals. I think it's animal abuse, honestly. You think it was just playing with it, not actually trying to smoke it? Maybe not. I don't know, man. Can't raccoons be aggressive? Yes, they are. That's what I'm saying. Imagine a raccoon in meth, like having meth. I don't know. I would imagine it would be like a yes, even animals learn by example. That is true, Maggie. You said you can own a kangaroo in Wisconsin without a permit? Really? Can it smoke meth? Probably not. What? Aren't those aggressive animals too? Why would you want a kangaroo? Kangaroo would kick somebody's ass right away. Right? I don't know, man. I listen. I don't have any raccoons. I'm just saying. You can have a. I didn't even know that was a thing that you can have a raccoon. Well, people can have like monkeys and these kinds of pets. You just never know. You just y'all. No, not in my household. Not in my household. We're not doing that whatsoever. Whatsoever. Guys, we have been knee deep in this Diddy situation. All right. Now, I have a question about this list. When we were covering the trial, all right, we're moving on. Shout out to everybody. Look at y'all. A kangaroo is just a deer that gone to prison. What, the kangaroo did hard time? No. Mm-mm. Y'all think you're funny. That's the thing. No. No. No, 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 no. Okay? Y'all are funny. All right. Yesterday, the day before, and the day before, how many days of jury? Yeah, 3 days, right? 3 days of jury selection for the Sean Diddy Combs case, right? So some of these jurors, if you guys remember when we were reviewing some of the things that the inner city press was putting up there, the jurors were saying if they had to ask, they had to be asked about the people that they knew on this witness list. Look at this witness list because I don't remember some of these names in there. Like I don't remember Justin Bieber being mentioned. Okay. But there were people there that knew people on this witness list. So I have to kind of wonder about this and we have to talk about it. All right. Let's get into it. Tasha K has this list. I don't know if it's accurate. So I'm just going to say that we don't know if it's accurate. Okay. You said one juror likes Beatles music. Let it binge. You know what? There's things that I remember from the jurors. Remember, we still have our legal pad here. Listen, we still have our legal pad. Thank you, the duck, for this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, it says legal. It says legal. I wrote it up there. Okay. The names that I remember, and I wrote these celebrity names down. We had Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Kanye West, Kid Cudi. Oh, by the way, Kanye West, did you guys see the interview that Kanye did with, not Kanye, Ye. The interview that Ye did with Pierce Morgan? He walked out, kind of threw a tantrum, and then his like the other guy that was there. Oh my god, I cannot, man. Why are we interviewing? I don't get it. I don't get why we're getting him so much clout. But hey, he did an interview, okay? So, anyways, Kanye's on this list. We talked about this at the jury, okay? Yeah, Cheeks, you don't want to watch it. You said his body was snatched. Yeah, he's just something else, man. I don't know. So Pierce, who I'm like, I don't know. I like Pierce and I don't like Pierce. I just sometimes it's like I can't really like Pierce because of the bullshit that he's pulled to himself. But I do like it when he holds people accountable to the things that he says. You know what I mean? Like I like that he holds people accountable to a certain degree, just a little bit. Yes, we have a legal pad and it says legal. Yes, it does. Okay. Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Ye or Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Dallas Austin, and Don Richard were some of the celebrities that were mentioned. Okay, now Tasha has a different list, and we have to talk about this list. Okay, Tasha has a different list. Let me talk about it. All right, let's get smaller. This is what she put on her Instagram. She said, Diddy's case is getting even messier. Court docs reveal a full list of 20 public figures tied to the federal investigation, some as potential witnesses, others to screen for juror bias. You know who was on there? TD Jakes. I don't know too much about TD Jakes. The whole there's this thing about there's like this industry of like pastors, what is it, holy people, people that preach the word and stuff like that, that are intertwined with Diddy. All right. Which I think would be kind of like, I mean, what do we expect? We expect this to be the thing. But apparently somebody said, or somebody told her, because I have not seen a list of all these people in the legal documents, but apparently this is what's being said. TD Jakes is on Diddy's witness list. Now, TD Jakes, I think, recently retired from, his ministry or whatever. And I don't know, man. TD Jakes is also suing people, so he's one of the people mentioned. Now, this is the full list. This is what they're saying is the full list of potential witnesses, which is about 20 celebrities that they have listed here. Cassie Ventura, which we expected. Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Prince Harry. Prince Harry is here. I don't know if I believe that. Do y'all remember when Prince Harry, they did a picture? There's a picture out there of Kanye West and Prince Harry, right? I don't think that Prince Harry or any of the royal people attended a Diddy party or were around Diddy like that. But I do have to wonder about that because the royals are definitely sketch as hell. You guys have told me. I've never looked into the royals, but I think I've seen enough material to say, oh my God, the royals are something else. Yes, you are absolutely right, girl. I'm assuming you're a girl. You're absolutely right, minion. There are a lot of there's photos out there of Diddy and Prince William and Harry. You're right. Okay. But I do have to wonder about them. I do. You said watch James O'Keefe latest about the royals. I definitely will, Katina. Thank you so much. Thank you. Matter of fact, let me write the name down. I am always like, I'm gonna tell you guys something. The royals intimidate me a little bit because I don't feel like I know enough. But what I've heard is that, I mean, they're a messy bunch, especially when we've been covering a lot of the Virginia Giuffre stuff. Like we know that there's something up, that they're not pure people. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Did Diddy hang out with Prince Andrew too? Ooh, I don't know. What I do know is that he hung out with Epstein, right? You think that the royals are actual NAZISs? I didn't know that. I mean, Biscuit, say more. What makes you say that? Say more, because people have said this is the second comment that I get like this in this chat. Let me know what you guys think. They're all messy. They're all messy. Now, do people go out like? Help me understand, because I don't feel like I really get the hate or understanding of Meghan Markle. Why do people not like Meghan Markle? Like, what did she do? Just a question. I don't know. What did Meghan Markle do? You said it's one of their bloodlines. I think Charles. Gotcha. Okay, so hold up. So don't forget, Diddy had a picture with Harry, Prince Harry. So Tasha in her list is saying that there's actually several pictures. Okay, it's not just one, it's several. They partied it up, but apparently that's all that it was. It wasn't anything that that we know of. Like, here's this, y'all. This is Reddit. Okay, this is Reddit. Hold up, see if we can. It's very blurry, but y'all can see that. Okay, there's Harry, there's the other Prince William, and then there is Diddy. I don't know who, and there's Kanye. Isn't that Kanye right there? Looks like him. Pretty sure this was all back in the good old millennial prime days. You know what I mean? The royals have always been attached to Germany. It's ancestral. Okay, gotcha. See, I feel like I don't know enough. You said that Meghan Markle's a scammer with various companies. I always feel like she's always trying to fix her image. You know what I mean? Gotcha. Donna says the royals are prejudiced against Meghan because she's part black. Oh, so this is part of the controversy, right? Like they don't like her. But is Meghan Markle like is she like is she well, what is she? Because she's always trying to fix her image. I always feel like she's always trying to do the most. Gotcha, cheeks. Oh, we. So could the royals be really shitty people and then also be like, and Meghan Markle also be shitty too, but also there could be racism? Could all of these things be correct at the same time? Let me know, because I don't feel like I know too much about it. They used to party in Vegas, right? So okay, so Tracy said yes, all of them could be correct. She also wanted a okay, all right. See, I don't know. I don't feel like I know enough to even give an opinion. But anyways, let's get back to this list. Y'all, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like I'm getting my information from you guys because I feel like I don't really know too much about the royals to even give an opinion. But okay. So we have Prince Harry, Mike Myers, and Mike Myers, believe it or not, when we talked, we were live when Mike Myers' name came up, right? You guys, some of you guys literally had a heart attack in my chat. No, not Mike Myers. Not Mike Myers. He cannot be. He can't. No, he's one of the good guys. I'm like, what? He is? Why? Y'all, like Austin Powers, I get it. The other movies, we don't really know these people like that. I don't know if they're a good guy or anything. All we know, we don't even know if they're a bad guy either. I mean, they're just on a witness list. That's all we know. But the people really freaked out when we talked about Mike Myers. Oh my God, he's a witness? He's a witness? So Michael B. Jordan, who's also on the list, Mike Myers were some of the A-list celebrities named for the first time during the first day of the Diddy trial, Sean Combs trial. Their names were included in a list of people that and places handed to potential jurors because they may come up throughout the sex trafficking trial. Jordan is on the list because he was once allegedly threatened by Diddy over his relationship with the rapper's ex-girlfriend. Now, let me say that is actually on the lawsuit, on one of the lawsuits. Okay, so that name is there as well. You said Wayne's World was an excellent party time. There's Beyonce connection. Yeah, she was in Austin Powers. All of these celebrities are connected. This is why I'm like, I don't know. I'm sure that some are just on this list because they're on this list. But to me, they are exactly the halo effect. I don't, just because they're my favorite actor doesn't mean that they're a good person. I don't know. They're great at their craft, but we don't know if they're good people, and we don't know if they're bad people. We just know that they've been mentioned as witnesses. That's all we know. All right. That's all we know, right? What else do we know? But this is interesting. Okay. Their names were included, and Jordan B on the list because we just read this. It is unclear why Myers was on the list, but there is a scene on his Austin Powers movie that includes a Diddy joke, according to US Today. Jury selection is expected to wrap up. Now, I didn't see that. What was the joke? Hold up. Let's go to that article. Mike Myers, Kid Cudi, Don Richard. What do these names have to do with the Diddy trial? Okay, so the trial of Sean Diddy Combs kicked off May 5th, cracking the seal on what is expected to be closely watched and scandal-ridden celebrity trial. Potential jurors shuffled into a Manhattan courtroom on a gray Monday. It was like rainy Monday and Tuesday. It was raining, okay? Thank you. Combs is on trial for an array of federal charges, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and we know this. Finding a group of jurors unfamiliar with Combs, who once ruled the world of hip hop, has its recent legal struggles. That was the thing that I was wondering too. Like, how are these people going to say they don't know each other? And it's been interesting because some of these people in there have somehow, like, one way or another, knew Diddy, watch something of Diddy, and that's not even the case. It doesn't really matter that they watch, say, the Cassie, CNN video. It's really about whether they have formed an opinion about what happened to Cassie. That's really the crux of this. Have they formed an opinion? Okay, that's what we all want to know. Are they able to be on bias? Can they make a decision? And some of the jurors were like very quick to say, listen, this is what I went through. This is my training. This is my profession. Yeah, I could definitely make a unbiased, decision, or no, I can't make an unbiased decision based on yada, yada, yada. It's been an interesting review of who these individuals are. And people on Twitter were definitely had something to say. Just so you know, there's a new pope. Really? Do we know who it is, Tracy? I know that the pope thing was happening, the selection or waiting or something. Okay. Well, I guess we will see in a little bit who it is. Hey, shout out to you, Paige. I formed an opinion and not even on the jury. I think a lot of us have formed opinions at this point of who, and we're not even on the trial. You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, let's move on. So what does Tasha K say is on the list? Mike Myers, we said Michael B. Jordan. We know that there's a connection there. Young Miami. Oh, there's definitely a connection there. She's part of a witness list. She has never publicly. Now, let me know in the chat if you guys have been keeping up with this with Young Miami. Has she turned her back on Diddy officially? Not publicly. There's a lot of people that have not publicly said anything, that somehow were being paid or worked with Diddy or might have been a girlfriend or whatever. I don't think she's a name that she has publicly said. Like, she's not one that has said, yeah, I'm out. I'm done with this. I have a lot of questions about this. Okay. Cuba Gooden Jr. Okay. We know about this one because of the lawsuits. Bishop T.D. Jakes. Bishop T.D. Jakes. Okay. Daphne Joy. Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is on a witness list. This is what was being said. I have not seen Justin Bieber's name on any court documents, but this is what Tasha posted up. I have a lot of questions about Justin Bieber being a witness, and like, is he gonna be named publicly? I think that even though they're saying, well, we have to give them anonymity, I don't know if that's gonna be a realistic thing, to be quite honestly. Like, it's going to get harder and harder as the trial goes for these people to give anonymity. Hostile witnesses, maybe there might be some here. Okay, Chris Brown as a witness. 50 Cent. I mean, I don't know if I believe that one because he's been trolling. I don't know what witness is he going to be. I don't think so. I don't know if I believe this list that has been posted. I'm just saying. Travis Scott, Ty Dolla $ign, Future, Tory Lanez, French Montana. French Montana built his career off of Diddy. Diddy helped French Montana a lot. And French Montana has had his own allegations. There's been a lot that has been said about French Montana, if you know what I mean. You said no wonder the Biebers are stressed. I think he's really stressed. That's what I'm saying is, like, you hope that I wonder about this. Nope, no Gene Deal name dropped yet. At least this is not what the list is showing. Let's keep going. Future, Tory Lanez, French Montana, Little Baby, and Meek Mills. Meek Mills. Some of these names have been linked to past claims like Cuddy and Cassie, while others are included to avoid juror bias. Either way, this case is shaking up Hollywood. Do you guys think that Hollywood should be very worried about this trial? What do you guys make of it? Now, Tasha also had an interview with the assistant, one of the assistants. Y'all, listen to what the assistant had to say.
It was her. She was his personal assistant. I have a text message.
What about the little boy in the HBO documentary?
That shit was way, like, you got to think, like, Capricorn was way before that. So she told me out her mouth. I was the one walking around in the parties with my purse open. If you want weed, if you want coke, if you want pills, holler at Cat. She said this out her own mouth.
He was a jerk, so she was a mule.
She was the girl who was down for whatever. Now, let me paint a scenario.
She was the girl who was down for whatever. Who and what and what. Yeah. Okay.
For you, Tasha.
Okay.
You're a 16-year-old girl. Both your parents die. You have nobody in the world to have your back to support you. None of that shit, right? in your early 20s, you moved to New York. You got a bum ass telemarketing job, 3 roommates in the Bronx. You just trying to figure it out. But you in your early 20s, so it don't really matter. Then you fuck around and luck up on getting a job as Puff Daddy's personal assistant, the biggest motherfucker in the entertainment industry at this time. You go from 3 roommates in the Bronx to your own apartment in Hell's Kitchen. You traveling all over the world with this man. Again, think about it. You Puff's assistant. This is Puff at his height. Puff ain't just subject to moving around in the States. This nigga in Europe all over the place. He in Spain all over the place. He's doing all types of fly shit. So you come from nothing and now you are right next to the motherfucker who's moving and shaking the world up. When it comes time for him to call on you for some bullshit, do you think that woman who ain't got nobody in the world is going to say no?
So was she vulnerable?
Was she vulnerable or was she just with the shit?
So she helped him to set up the freak offs, the hotels.
Set up the freak offs, the hotels. Is she vulnerable or is she with the shit? Tasha wrote in here, ex-designer Cass speaks out. Puff's assistant turned informant. Let me tell you something, Christina Coram, where are you? Because honestly, she built her name off of this man, okay? She did what did Diddy call her? Her right-hand woman. The right-hand woman. I have a hard time believing that you're dealing with this man for 10 years. And I mean dealing as in, professionally, as you would say. You mean to tell me that you didn't get your hands dirty? You didn't know what the fuck? Some of the lawsuits that are out there on Diddy, I would agree that some of them I'm like, I don't know if I believe everything that is being put out there. But let me show you a theme of a lot of these lawsuits. Her name is mentioned in so many lawsuits on the civil side that I would have a hard time to believing that Christina Coram does not have anything to do with this, didn't do anything, didn't say anything. I don't know, man, because it's been in more than one lawsuit that she was around. Christina Coram, the assistant that built her career, her PR career off of Diddy. Yeah. Yep. You said, yes. So true. I think she is both. Both can be true at the same time. Tracy, I can't you have to set up the closed captions on your end, my friend. I can't do that for you while I'm live. So you have to set that up on your end. He's so cocky. You think he's lying, Cooch? Let me know. You think he's lying? Hold up.
Fly people in.
I have a text message right now on my phone, Tasha, that says 1 weekend this nigga has 6 girls on rotation all over the city.
Doing what?
Going from room to room, fucking them whenever he had time in between, whatever else he was doing.
But Auntie Cheryl, I didn't run.
Yep. What do you guys think? Let me know. I don't know. You said I don't know. Well, there's more. Let me see if I can play the other part. And this is all on Tasha on IG. I'm sure she probably have this interview on her app. Hold up.
Set to testify against Diddy or for Diddy?
Against Diddy. I firmly believe that she's testifying against Diddy because the feds came to her and be like, we're going to charge you as a co-conspirator.
Yes.
Why would they charge her as a co-conspirator?
Who you think was setting up them hotel rooms and setting up all that freak off shit? It was her. She was his personal assistant. I have a text message.
What about the little boy in the HBO documentary?
I think that that's what it is. I think that, she has cut a deal. That's what she did. And I mean, who can blame her? Who wants to go to prison? Who wants to go down for all this stuff? Let me know. I think they will do like YSL, very little witnesses and a lot of experts. That's what it seems like, right? Thank you. Let's see. Rabbit needs close. Okay, wait. Sorry. I've always thought this. She got immunity to testify against him. That is why she hasn't been charged. I think that that's what it is. I think that, and I'm sorry, maybe I could be wrong, but I have a hard time believing that somehow the assistant did not cooperate one way or another. Hold up. Now let me play this. This is the other part.
Out her own mouth. And everything that I'm going to tell you that we're going to talk about is going to be something that she's told me. She told me out her own mouth Puff got herpes.
Oh, shit.
She told there's a message in my phone right now about how Puff was walking in the meetings, hold an ice cold soda on his face, and everybody, like, she told me that he had herpes. She told me that out her own mouth. She told me out her own mouth that A$AP Rocky is gay and Rihanna knows it.
Oh my God.
She told me out her own mouth that fucking.
I'm gonna need Tasha not to sit on a spinning chair again. I'm gonna need Tasha not to sit on a spinning chair again. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm gonna need her not to spin anymore. You know what? CMT, good point. Immunity was a question on the jury. Yes, it was. Hold up. Let me see if I could. I think this is a good point. Let me see if I can find it. If we can pull up the jury questions. I do wonder about this. Monty G says, could this be like an Epstein listing? Yes, could be. You said that's the liquor, Jay. Jay, I'm just gonna need Tasha not to spit because it's like so hard not to laugh when she's like spitting. Hold up, let's see. Immunity. Let's see if we can find the immunity question. I felt like it was there. There was a question in the I don't want to make this up, but I feel like there was a question about immunity. Let's see. I can't remember which question it was. It might take me forever to find it. Damn. But I think you're right. I think you're right. There's something to be said here. Hold up.
We gonna go there. You could say whatever about me that you want to.
I ain't saying shit.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying you. But this woman has called me gay, and you could say whatever the fuck you want about me.
But Auntie Cheryl, I didn't run.
God.
I escaped.
All right, hold up. Let me play it again because I know I was talking around that, so I do apologize. And I do have to give commentary.
And everything that I'm gonna tell you that we're gonna talk about is gonna be something that she's told me. She told me out her own mouth Puff got herpes.
Oh shit.
She told there's a message in my phone right now about how Puff was walking in the meetings, hold an ice cold soda on his face, and everybody, like, she told me that he had herpes. She told me that out her own mouth. She told me out her own mouth that A$AP Rocky is gay and Rihanna knows it. She told me out her own mouth that fucking. We gonna go there. You could say whatever about me that you want to.
I ain't saying shit.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying you. But this woman has called me gay, and you could say whatever the fuck you want about me.
But Auntie Cheryl, I didn't run.
You know, I don't know. Round and round she goes. Did y'all hit the like button, please? And thank you. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And it's kind of like the same. Listen, I would be careful. You don't want to find yourself again in that situation right there again. But I think, I mean, he's saying it. It's her platform, though. This, I don't know.
That shit was way, like, you got to think, like, Capricorn was way before that. So she told me out her mouth. I was the one walking around in the parties with my purse open. If you want weed, if you want coke, if you want pills, holler at Cat. She said this out her own mouth.
She was a jerk, so she was a mule.
She was the girl who was down for whatever. Now, let me paint a scenario for you, Tasha.
Okay.
You're a 16-year-old girl. Both your parents die. You have nobody in the world to have your back to support you. None of that shit, right? In your early 20s, you moved to New York. You got a bum-ass telemarketing job. 3 roommates in the Bronx. You just trying to figure it out. But you in your early 20s, so it don't really matter. Then you fuck around and luck up on getting a job as Puff Daddy's personal assistant, the biggest motherfucker in the entertainment industry at this time. You go from 3 roommates in the Bronx to your own apartment in Hell's Kitchen. You traveling all over the world with this man. Again, think about it. You Puff's assistant. This is Puff at his height. Puff ain't just subject to moving around in the States. This nigga in Europe all over the place. He in Spain all over the place. He's doing all types of fly shit. So you come from nothing and now you are right next to the motherfucker who's moving and shaking the world up. When it comes time for him to call on you for some bullshit, do you think that woman who ain't got nobody in the world is going to say no?
So was she vulnerable?
Was she vulnerable or was she just with the shit?
So she helped him to set up the freak offs, the hotels, fly people in.
I have a text message right now on my phone, Tasha, that says 1 weekend this nigga has 6 girls on rotation all over the city.
Doing what?
Going from room to room, fucking them whenever he had time in between, whatever else he was doing.
But Auntie Cheryl, I didn't run.
It's crazy, you guys. What do you guys make of this? What do you think? You think it's hearsay? Yes. In this clip, Tasha is talking about Capricorn Clark. Right. And I'm wondering, though, what about this one right here? She was the former chief of staff. You guys don't think that she also turned and was like, yeah, let me go ahead and cooperate, because she's going to cooperate with the attorneys, but she also built her career off of, Puffy. You know what? And that's the thing, is people don't understand. This man has doctors, IVs, partied all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Like he abortions, IVs, penicillin. Isn't that what the people do? They go and they get penicillin. That's right. Post them. That's what I want to know. Post those messages. But I don't think, we just have to be careful. You said, is he another jag liar? You believe him? There's some things that I think, definitely hearsay, and you kind of have to take things for, kind of like with a grain of salt. I always side-eye people that say that they are, they're here, they're there, they're everywhere, but they have nothing to show for it, right? We've talked about that here. Does anyone in this day and age care who's gay? No, we don't, Donna. Well, I don't give a shit. I don't think anybody, at least I would hope nobody in my chat really gives a shit that, he's bisexual, gay, whatever he gets it, however he gets it. I don't think anybody, this is about. What we care about is, are there victims? Are there children where people coerce, right? And I kind of want to go back to another post that I bookmarked, because it kind of made me think about this shit. I said, I feel like we're missing the essence of everything, because we got caught up on the salacious thing. You know what I mean? You say you're allergic to penicillin. Well, damn. There's other things I'm sure you could take, but penicillin. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a little truth. And there's a lot of finessing, if you know what I mean. But yes, believe receipts. And I believe people. I can believe somebody telling me, that they had this crazy ass experience with Diddy. I can be like, oh, okay. Now when they add, like I've said it before, when you go to Chipotle, which I don't really like Chipotle, but you know how when you like add too much of an ingredient to your little burrito bowl and it becomes so soggy, and you're like, I really can't enjoy this anymore because it's too I don't like my food soggy, okay? Pet peeve, don't get my food so soggy, right? That's kind of how I feel like some of these truth tellers can be. They add a little too much ingredients to the burrito bowl, and it fucks the whole burrito bowl up, right? That's how I see this. So you have to be careful. You could believe, take what you want. I'm sure that there's a lot of finessing, just like CMT said here in the chat. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of finessing there. And honestly, yeah, thank you. It has nothing to do with their sexuality. But I think that the sexuality piece does come up a lot, guys. Your truth is soggy. This damn burrito bowl is soggy. Your truth is soggy. Return. Return. We don't accept a soggy burrito bowl. Now you guys are going to go to Chipotle and be like, damn, is this burrito bowl too soggy for me now? But we really don't give a shit about their sex. I don't care about Diddy's sexuality. I don't give a shit. I don't even care about what this man is saying in terms of like Rihanna, ASAP Rocky being gay, bisexual, whatever this. She's pregnant. She's pregnant, okay? She is pregnant. Why are we bringing this up now? What the fuck does it matter? What does ASAP Rocky have anything to do with this? Unless there's like a connection to there. We really don't give a shit, honestly. Yes, they do. You're right, Yanni. Honestly. The spinning chair, Tasha's spinning chair. I have a spinning chair too, but I'm not going to spin right now. Every time she gets messy, she spins on the chair and then puts on her glasses. I said, I can't with you. I can't. But you got to love that. Okay. Thank you. Yes. How many likes do we have? Let me know. Can y'all show some appreciation? Hit the like, please and thank you. Support the channel, please and thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. Now I want carne asada tacos for lunch. There you go. There you go. The spinning chair is a thing, right? But I want to bring it back a little bit to what the hell. And I do believe that this is the Washington Post. And I really like their highlights here because I thought this was important. This is what we've learned so far investigating. They, I guess, investigated dozens of lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. Guys, I think I have an Excel sheet and I haven't even been able to keep up with every lawsuit update, what happened, who and what. I could think about markers that make me think about this lawsuit. There was like two specific laws, maybe there was a couple, but one specific one that still bothers me so much because of the details to it. You guys remember the Macy's one? There was a employee who worked for Mark Echo. Sean John Diddy was trying to come up through Macy's, and so they violated this man at the Macy's property. And for whatever reason, it just kind of stood with me. Number one, because Mark Echo was like my favorite brand. I think I still have some Echo pieces. I'll have to find somewhere buried in somewhere, right? Echo was like my favorite. I love Echo. I don't know what it was. That was like my favorite brand. And so to hear that he was working for Mark Echo and then he was violated at a Macy's property. Do y'all remember that lawsuit? That lawsuit bothered me so much. So much. Yeah, so I have a hard time with that one. But okay. Let's keep going. What we learned investigating dozens of lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. So there was a striking pattern merges in the 78 sexual assault lawsuits filed against Sean Combs. As of May 1st, 4 of which have been settled. 4 lawsuits have been settled, okay, dropped or dismissed. Like Cassie Ventura's, many lawsuits involve young artists or aspiring entertainers who believe Combs could make or break their careers, according to their lawsuits. Many also found themselves assaulted after being lured into his world. And many, including Ventura, recount being offered what they believe to be drugs or a spiked drink before losing consciousness. That was a theme. They were given something and then they lost consciousness. They were given something, a drink, either by Diddy or by somebody else, a security, whatever it may be, and they lost consciousness. And there was one specific alleged victim that I don't know what happened to this lawsuit, but they were working security for that, situation. And then they winded up being victimized by Diddy and company. There was that. And then, sorry, my phone is ringing. And then there was the ones where, there was one where one was a child who had a booking manager, and then that manager flew them out, and then that manager left, and this child was violated, never said anything until years later. That was kind of like the themes of these lawsuits, right? Thank you so much, that Ellen. Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you, my love. Shout out to you. Okay, so then it goes. About 1/5 of the plaintiffs alleged that they were minors when they were assaulted. Whereas Ventura came out publicly with her accusations, dozens of other plaintiffs have pseudonyms filed lawsuits as Jane and John Does, many claiming they feared retribution. Combs has denied all the allegations against him. Here are the most prominent patterns we notice in sexual assault lawsuits. Okay, here's the deal, and this is where I bring Tony Busby up. Tony Busby said what? I have 125 pending lawsuits that we're going to be filing. 125, 25 of them, I think he said they were minors. So many people. And how many did he actually want? I think it was like not even half of what the number he said he was filing. Okay. Busby said publicly that he had allegedly filed with celebrities already before they even hit the media. What celebrities? I think he lied. I'm sorry. I just don't think any truth is in Busby. I don't know. Yes, 120 and 20 were minors. Thank you, Storm. If I remember correct, I'd have to go back. But I remember when they did the press conference and they had the 1-800 if you were a victim type of situation. Yeah, y'all remember that? Because I do. So I always have a question about Busby and what he actually put out there and what he said. Most accusers allege they were drugged. About 2/3 of the plaintiffs who have sued Combs, at least 68 of them, allege that they had a spiked alcoholic beverage, and others drugs played a role in their assault, often at drug and alcohol fueled parties. Okay. Furthermore, earlier, nearly as many, nearly as many men and women were. So this was a thing, right? How many men and how many women? There was just as many men as there were women in the lawsuits. Some people felt like, oh, it's just women. No, no, no. There were men who were alleging that they were abused by Diddy as well. Okay. So there was a lot of men that said, and to me, it made sense that they wouldn't have publicly spoken out. When the first wave of sexual assault cases were filed against Combs from November 2023 to September 2024, most of the plaintiffs were women. But a wave of anonymous lawsuits, many of which were filed, started in October, contributed to a growing number of male accusers. The majority of the men that filed lawsuits against Diddy were anonymous male accusers. There was Rodney Jones, and then there was another accuser, and I forget his name, but he had to do cleanup for a sex party, for a Diddy sex party, if you guys remember. He had to buy the sex toys. He mentioned Christina Coram as well. There was that. So this was a thing that was said. Like the women, many of these men alleged that they were forcibly assaulted by Combs and his associates. This included Rodney Jones, a music producer who worked on Combs' latest project, the Love album. Okay. And there have been so many that have said different things, but this has been the thing. 50-50, right? Busby is from my city. He's pissing us off. He should never come back. Embarrassing. Court, but like, even he's got a track record, right? Busby does. In his lawsuits for like, before he got into the Diddy, there was the lawsuit with the football player. There was a lawsuit. He was working with the judge who was also charged. He was like a district judge or one of the Supreme Court judges or something. He was like getting cases from this guy, and this guy sexually assaulted somebody and went to prison. You know what I mean? There's that. Yes, Kissamooch. I'll have to check it out. It's not on the topic, so I know you guys are mentioning that, but I'll definitely follow up. I'm trying to stick to the topic that we have on the title. You said maybe maybe Diddy will go to Alcatraz. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. We will see. 18 accusers allege that they were under the age of 18 when they were sexually assaulted by Combs. According to their complaints, their ages at the time of the alleged abuse range from 13 to 17 years old. Keep that in mind. Combs has denied all allegations against him, of course. And at least 20 accusers say that they were aspiring artists, which that was kind of the theme. Like, there were people that wanted to make it into the industry and did not, one way or another, if you know what I mean. He sounds a little salty, but I have watched things on Capricorn. You have. Okay. You said expecting prison brides? Oh my God. Okay. So we have to move over here. Okay. So with Diddy, this is what I wanted to call out, because I don't feel like people are calling this out. Mark Geragos, and I just said it earlier. I'm thinking TMZ talked about it a little bit, but of course TMZ and Mark Geragos are like, you know, they got this thing going on with the Two Angry Men podcast, so they probably don't want to trash Mark Geragos too much. But you have others that are speaking. Like News Nation is chummy with Mark Geragos. They always have him on to talk about the Diddy case. Melanie Keene talked about this situation with Mark Geragos for kind of messing with the jury situation. News Nation, again, has that little relationship with them. Entertainment Tonight was the only one that called this out
across the nation. However, Geragos, whose daughter Tenny,
we have to talk about this.
Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial is getting heated. As jury selection continues, the judge overseeing the case called out attorney Mark Geragos, who is not officially on the rapper's defense team, but is working with its jury consultant, for referring to the prosecution as a six-pack of white women. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian told Geragos on May 6, per NBC News.
What was up with that comment? A six-pack of white women. What was that all about? Why do you think, what do you think that Geragos was trying to say with that? He said that they were a six-pack of white women.
defense team, but is working with its jury consultant for referring to the prosecution as a six-pack of white women. U.S. District Judge Arun Subramanian told Geragos on May 6, per NBC News, "I think this is ridiculous. I think referring to the prosecution in this case as a six-pack of white women is outrageous." Subramanian continued, "This would not be tolerated in any court from any lawyer anywhere across the nation." However, Geragos, whose daughter Tenny Geragos is one of the lawyers on Combs' legal team, argued that he was simply making an observation. He added, "You've got a black man."
Okay, so just say that. There's white women that are prosecutors. But say a six-pack of white, just say like there's white women that are prosecutors. That's the makeup. But the thing is race does play a part in this, guys. It definitely does. But I think it's the way in which you say things. Okay.
Man who's being prosecuted, and the client feels like he's being targeted. Geragos made the controversial comment about the prosecution during the May 2nd episode of TMZ's Two Angry Men podcast, saying at the time, "Based on my 5th decade in the criminal justice system, race underscores everything in the criminal justice system." Following the episode's release, Assistant U.S. Attorney Christy Slavic, one of the 6 women prosecuting Combs, voiced her concerns that Geragos' remarks could taint the jury pool, since potential jurors get their news from a variety of sources, including podcasts. She added in court May 6th, "The danger of Mr. Geragos' statements infecting the jury pool is very serious. I think the admonishment here is warranted." In September, Combs was arrested and charged with racketeering, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to...
I'm glad he said something. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that the judge did say something, because I do feel like thank you. I just have a hard time. It's a lame expression, but it's like, okay, so had it not been all white women, then if it was, I guess, I don't know, diversity. I'm trying to understand this piece of what he's saying when he says it that way, because I feel like he should be the last person to give any kind of comment about this, given that his daughter is on that team, right? And could his comment taint the jury pool? Maybe. I don't know. But at the same time, what does the prosecution have to worry? Do they have a case against Diddy? That's the question that we have. Yeah, he's suggesting bias. But here's the deal about Geragos, and this is why I get on Geragos' ass. It's like, okay, Geragos, you were Diddy's attorney at some point. He just got called out on the Jonathan Oddi situation. Okay? Jonathan Oddi situation. I did a video about this yesterday. Jonathan Oddi's then wife did an interview with the Daily Mail. Okay? You think it was meant to be a joke, says the duck? I just don't know if it's like, for him, it's like, I think for me, the situation that I have with Geragos is like, he's playing both. He should stay away from giving any commentary about this trial for the sake of the fact that, this is a big thing. I don't think he should give commentary. I don't think his opinions are warranted. Also, his daughter's on the defense. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes it difficult in this situation. I don't know. That's my thought on that. You said Diddy only had white lawyers. He just got the black female lawyer about 18 hours ago. Why did he pick all white lawyers? That's the question that should be asked. And then at the last minute, he got the other lawyer. If we're going to keep it at race, well, then there's a lot of things that we can notice. Right, Paige? What do you think about that? Teeny Geragos is on the defense. She works for Aknifilos' office. That's true. So it's like one of those things where we're paying attention to different things, y'all. We are. But here's the thing about Mark Geragos. So Jonathan Oddi's ex-wife, basically gave an interview to the Daily Mail. Daily Mail does an interview with the wife and is essentially saying that Jonathan Oddi signed an NDA because he had, done some stuff with Diddy and Cassie. And he was paid $5 million to not say anything. She showed a copy of the NDA to the Daily Mail. And there's people out there that are saying that the NDA is fake. I don't think Jonathan Oddi is lying. Do I feel like he had a mental breakdown? And he went and shot up he was shooting up the, the golf Trump's golf course or whatever, the hotel and stuff with the American flag. Yeah, that's crazy that he did that. He's crazy. But I wonder what initiated that. What happened that made him go off that way? Nobody ever asks that piece. I think it's important to kind of note that. What made him go off? But Mark Geragos is no innocent bystander or somebody just giving commentary. He's somebody who's had his hands, dirty the whole time. Mm-hmm. The ex-wife said that Jonathan Oddi told her that he gave a sex tape to Mark Geragos. That's right, Biscuit. If a crime happened, an NDA is no good. Was there a crime that happened? I don't know. Does Diddy make all the sex workers and all the prostitutes, everybody sign NDAs? That's the question that I have. Did a lot of people know, which is what has been called into question, is he's got a lot of tapes. Did people know that they were being filmed? That's the question. There's a lot that goes into this. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of this. You said, damn, 5 mil and shoot. I won't say a damn thing either. He bought properties. He didn't need a mortgage for the properties. He bought them outright. That's what he did. He bought those properties outright. Does he still own these properties? Jonathan Oddi, we have a lot of questions. He divorced his wife because he didn't want her to get any of the money before he got the 5 mil. Yeah. Why? This is a great question. Why would anyone record their crime? It's the same. That's an interesting question. It said, I remember taking one of my criminology classes that people that are serial murders, right? Sometimes will record or save trophies or stuff like that, right? But these are like the serial, ones that, serial killers, those type of ones that are out there hunting certain black, specific people and everything. And like think of, what's his name? The one that was eating them. Oh my God, what's his name? Jeffrey Dahmer, right? He had a specific type of person that he was looking, right? A specific type of person that he was looking for and targeting. He was going after, and then he was saving certain trophies of these people too. You said, I think that is why the feds have a solid case against Diddy, all the videos they got on him. So why? But that's a great question. As Adrian asked, like, why would you keep evidence? Why? It's crazy. Yes. Dahmer liked young black men, and he kept certain features of them and stuff. Like there was things that he kept of them. There's something there. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, does Diddy qualify? Because if you think back at the civil lawsuits, there were certain, like, it was almost like, man, this man is like targeting people. How come there's no police reports? How come we're not looking into this? What happened here? Like, what happened to these things? You think he kept videos for collateral? Narcissists like to show off trophies? Yeah. So it's often about power, something that he was holding against them. Don't forget that one time, many years ago, before, I want to say, Diddy was at an award show. Cassie was at this award show. They had already separated. Cassie wasn't talking to Diddy. And Diddy goes on public television and basically is thanking everybody, and then he specifically thanks Cassie. It was almost like he was trying to hold her. Like, don't say shit. Okay? Don't say anything. Mentioning her, I'm so thankful. You guys remember that? This was not that long ago. It was an award show that happened. See if I can pull the clip real quick. It was an award show that happened, and he was like holding on to her. Diddy Cassie award show. Where it was the BET Awards. That's what it was. Okay.
Been 100 with y'all. I was in a dark place for a few years, you know what I'm saying? And I have to give a special shout out, thank you, all that love. Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love. Yo, I'm gonna keep it 100.
He did that. He did that. I think he was scared. I think he knew something was going to happen. I think that was a huge projection. I think that he knew that you know, that things were going to be coming down on him over that, right? Like there was going to be something was going to happen moving forward. And then here we are. It's almost like he called her out. It's almost like, you held me down. I'm going to say your name. Yes, it's a foreshadowing. It was a foreshadowing of the things that were going to happen and what he was going to be held accountable to. Honestly, the only time I've ever seen somebody do something like that is when they're trying to remind somebody or intimidate somebody. You said Russell Brand did the same thing with Katy Perry. Started talking good about her. He still does, right, Julia? Like he still does. I was in a dark place and somebody held me down when you were beating the shit out of her, right? Power, control, dynamics, trying to, reach that leash out to her. I don't know if I was Cassie, which, we can only, say if we were a person, because we're not that person, right? But if I was in that position, I can't tell you. I almost feel like I would be scared because it's like he's trying to still gain control over me. And the people don't even know. People don't even know. People are clapping in the audience after this BET Awards, right? Yay! But you guys don't even know. It's psychological warfare that you're projecting to your victim. But people don't even know. It's crazy. And he was doing it in front of everybody. Just like when he did the apology video, the idiot couldn't even. Did y'all see his pupils? I was really messed up, guys. I was so messed up. I was so messed up that I couldn't even. I was messed up. That's how messed up I was. Anyways. That was a deep talk on Diddy, y'all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys agree, don't agree, let me know. There are people in my comments, believe it or not, that feel like this is a setup for Diddy, and y'all are entitled to your opinions. Have them. I want you to have them, because at the end of the day, we don't really know what's going to be the outcome of this. I truly hope that the prosecution has more than just this man's sex life and whether he's gay, or because this isn't what this is about. I hope. You're right, Alexis. Only time will tell. Oh my God, Randall Gal, I'm telling you, they really, yes, Greek lady, they really believe that this is a setup for Diddy. You guys saw outside of the courtroom, people had free puff shirts. Really? Anyway, yes, I'm not joking. And you know what? Like I said, people are going to have their comments. They're going to have their thoughts. Hey, I believe this is why I tell people you don't have to lie on Diddy. You don't have to. You don't have to make up prison calls. You don't have to do different things. Just say what it is about Diddy and then get it moving. And that's it. That's it. Maybe a stretch. There you go. People have said this. I know. Y'all think it's a lot. Both things can be true. He is being sacrificed, but he did the crimes. That's true. Who did he piss off? You got your eyes on a free puff shirt in 30 years in an antique shop? I'm telling you, man. It's like the Sean John shirts. I mean, those are like, you can't find them anymore. I mean, you might be able to find, but an original Sean John shirt, you can't. It's kind of hard. People. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about Michael Pitt. So, my goodness, the people were really mad that this man came in the news. Are you all okay? Let me know. Is everybody okay? Are we okay talking about Michael Pitt? Because some people are like, I don't believe it. I had his poster when I was 14 years old up in my bedroom. There's no way he would have done this to anybody. Nobody. You can find him at the thrift shops. That's true. You can. Probably sell him on eBay. I'm like, y'all really had posters of this man? Well, they listen, everybody to each his own. Boardwalk Empire actor Michael Pitt arrested for sexual abuse in New York. Pitt was also accused of assaulting his ex-girlfriend on multiple occasions between 2020 and 2021. Michael Pitt, the actor best known for the roles in Dawson's Creek, that's how I remember him, at least. Boardwalk Empire was arrested last week and charged with sexual abuse and assault in New York City. Pitt was arrested Friday, arraigned on the charges in the Brooklyn Supreme Court. He's facing 8 counts total, including 2 counts of first-degree sexual abuse, assault with a blunt object, and strangulation. Yeah, what do y'all think? Let me know. Who's Michael Pitt? I remember him from Dawson's Creek, and there were some other teen movies that I remember him from. The Halo Effect and Full Swing. He would never. I had his poster in my room. It was up there. I remember, listen, I had posters too. But I only know the person on the poster because of the movie that he was in, not personally. We don't know these people. That's the thing. We don't. According to the online court documents, Pitt pled not guilty to all the charges against them and was released in a $15,000 bond. His next court appearance is scheduled for June 17th. I want to read the court documents on this. Jason Goldman, a lawyer for Pitt, told Rolling Stone, unfortunately, we live in a world where somebody like Mr. Pitt, an accomplished professional who would never so much as contemplate these crimes, can be arrested on uncooperated word of an unhinged individual. If I have to read another statement like this from an attorney, I mean, this sounds so familiar to the one from Diddy. They would never even hurt a fly. A fly? No, it would never. Okay? That's what he said. Never. Okay. An accomplished individual, so unhinged individual. In reality, these baseless claims is so suspiciously raised some 4 or 5 years after the alleged incident, at a time when the two parties were in a completely consensual and voluntary relationship. This case will be dismissed, according to the court documents obtained by New York Post. Okay, I'm going to have to get those. New York Post. We're going to have to pull those. Which was the first to report on Pitt's arrest. The charges against the actor stem from 4 alleged incidents involving an ex-girlfriend that occurred between April 2020 and August 2021. Pitt is accused of forcibly groping his ex on one occasion and essaying her and hitting her with a wooden plank on another. Oh my God. Prosecutors also allege that Pitt assaulted his ex with a cinder block in June 2021 and strangled her in August of last year. So he was still with her? Interesting. The Brooklyn District Attorney's Office did not immediately return Rolling Stone's request for comment. Pitt was previously arrested in June 2022 for assault and petty larceny after allegedly hitting a man several times and taking his phone. He was hospitalized a few months later after being accused of throwing items at people in a neighborhood in Brooklyn. He was not charged with a crime in that incident. Okay, so he's known to get a little wild out. He's known for this shit. What? My goodness. Did he have surgery too? He is known. A cinder block. Yeah, like he would have to like pick that shit. Like those things are heavy, right? A cinder block is heavy. He'd have to like pick those things up. Yeah, he was like the Timu version of Devon Sawa. He was. Or the Timu version of Leonardo DiCaprio, yeah. Because it's not just the ex, maybe he's got some anger issues. This is him. He definitely, I remember when he was younger, I mean, he was okay, but he was kind of like let me see, younger Michael Pitt. Young Michael Pitt. Let's see if we can pull some pictures. Yeah, like he had this like Leonardo DiCaprio thing about him. Something about like he did the duck lips before the duck lips were the duck lips. He was the duck lip before the duck lip were the duck lips. Kylie Jenner can't do that. Y'all remember him now? Yeah. You never liked him? Yes. Am I lying though? He did the duck lips before Kylie Jenner did the duck lips. That's what it is. Wendy's laughing. Wendy, why are you laughing? Oh my God. Oh my God. He was the terror. You said, no, not the terror of DiCaprio. The duck's like, who said duck? He did the duck lips before the duck lips were a thing. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at his pictures. He really did the duck lips before. See, he had this thing. Yeah. I mean, there you go. Wait. Is this it? Here it is. Yep. See if we can zoom in. We can't zoom in anymore. Oh my God. His character was obsessed with Jen. Oh, from Dawson's Creek. I remember Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait for our lives. I can't sing. Let me stop. Let me not lose my voice. Okay. Yeah, Dawson's Creek was the show back in the day. Back in the day, we used to watch Dawson's Creek. Okay, hold up. Now, my friends, what do you guys make of it? He's a saint. He never did nothing. He's a saint. He's so much of a saint, just like Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein is a saint too. You know, he's a gross. Yeah, I mean, listen, maybe he didn't do all the stuff that is being alleged, but I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know if I believe everything. I don't know if I believe everything. Harvey Weinstein accuser Kaja Sokola begins testimony in New York trial saying sister says ex-model was proud of knowing him. Things are heating up over here with Harvey Weinstein. This is why, guys, we have to be very careful, okay? Because we have this new trial for Harvey Weinstein, and this is the problematic shit with Diddy, right? Is that if we don't get things right, and we have things like Geragos and all these things happening, who's to say that things can't get ruined? Who's to say that things can't get tainted? We need to know, okay? We need to know. You said, I like him and bully, LOL. Did y'all hit the like button, please? And thank you. You went for Team Pacey? You like Pacey? He was okay. I don't know. I had here's the deal. Let's do a little sidebar, okay? A little sidebar. Dawson's Creek. The problem that I had with Dawson's Creek. It's the problem that I had with Dawson's Creek. In the first season, Dawson's Creek, Pacey had an affair with a teacher. Yes, a teacher. And they really tried to make it like this huge thing, okay? And I didn't really like it. And even thinking about it now, y'all know that that teacher would have been like guilty of, essay of Pacey. I'm just saying, it was kind of hard to see Pacey as a 16-year-old boy because the show made him out to be like this 21-year-old that was like with this cougar-like woman. When in reality, I'm like, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I know I like Joe. I do like him, and he's going through a divorce, by the way, or he's been divorced from his, from the woman. Good night. Shout out to you, short order. James. He's dealing with cancer, though. He's dealing with cancer right now. But I didn't really like, I don't know if I like that plot line that they did for Pacey dating an older woman. I don't know. I'm just letting y'all know. I didn't like it at all. Okay, so Kaja Sokola, the new accuser in Harvey Weinstein's New York trial, began her testimony Wednesday at the former Hollywood producer's retrial in Manhattan. The ex-model, who was an aspiring actor when she met Weinstein, is a second accuser to take the stand following last week's testimony from former TV production assistant Miriam Haley. Kaja told the courtroom about her life before meeting Weinstein, including her upbringing in Poland. Earlier on Wednesday, Kaja's older sister, a cardiologist, her name is Iwa Sokola, testified about a 2006 lunch meeting the two had with Weinstein at a Manhattan hotel. Iwa recalled that at one point, Kaja and Weinstein took an elevator upstairs together while she remained at the table, waiting for 30 minutes to an hour. Kaja eventually came back down alone, but instead of returning to the table, Kaja left the hotel with Iwa. So he was like having relationships. That's what it sounds like. Iwa noted that her sister appeared to be under extreme tension. Oh my God. After returning for her time alone with Weinstein, Though the two continued their day as if it was a regular day, she added that she couldn't recall whether Kaja was holding anything such as a script, but did not notice any torn clothing, including ripped stockings. When asked by the defense during cross examinations whether Kaja had said anything negative about Weinstein before 2017, Iwa responded no, she was proud of knowing him in the courtroom. Iwa also testified that her younger sister never told her about any alleged assault by Weinstein and that she first learned of the accusations from a magazine article published in 2022. I was shocked. This is what she said. In September of last year, Weinstein was indicted on additional S crimes charges after the then unidentified Kaja accused Weinstein of performing sex or oral sex in a Manhattan hotel. Okay, so I mean, this is heating up on the Weinstein stuff. I don't see anybody covering it. Well, shout out to BJ, she's covering it, but there's more and more information that is coming about. Okay. Guys, let me know everything that you think about these topics that we covered. We definitely covered a lot today between the Diddy. We definitely went on the weeds of the Diddy. Shout out to us, Michael Pitt, Harvey Weinstein, all this stuff that has happened. Shout out to everybody that supported today. Did you guys hit the like button, please? And thank you. Support the channel. I appreciate you. The Duck and that Ellen, y'all are amazing. I got to head out because I need a refill. Look, I need a refill on my coffee. It's a refill. I need it. Hit the like button. Thank you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And shout out to Sylvia. I don't know where she's at, but shout out to her. You guys have a great one. Bye, guys. Hit the like. Bye, guys.